Hey everybody, it's Brad at Dayport Brothers LLC out in Versailles, Ohio. Gonna do another walk around video followed by an operational video on this Kubota L2501 that came in and we're putting up for sale. Like always, I'll walk around, I'll talk about the features and functions. I'll get up close to everything, show you everything that I see, then we'll tell you everything that we know. Of course, we'll fire it up. We'll show you that the hydraulics are strong, the pins are tight on the front loader and the backhoe. Let you hear the engine. As always, if you are in the market for a used tractor or a used piece of ag equipment or a used piece of construction equipment, please subscribe to the channel. Please like the video. Your likes and subscriptions help other people who are looking for equipment find our videos and find our machines, and we truly do appreciate it. All right, so like I said, this one's a 2501. I don't know the exact year model. My guess is it's probably a 17, 18, 19, somewhere in there, just based off the serial number. Kubota's a little hard for us to get serial numbers sometimes, or year models for sometimes. They don't do it the same way that everybody else does. OROPS, as you can see, four-wheel drive, LA525 front loader with a skid steer mount, quick attach. It does have third function front auxiliary hydraulics as well. It's got the BH77 Backhoe on the back. It's a gear drive. 257 hours. So here in a little bit we'll fire it up and you'll see that the pins are nice and tight up here and the hydraulics are very strong. I do think, looking at this, that this bucket was probably originally not a skid steer mount bucket and they made it into a skid steer mount bucket. They've welded a skid steer plate to it. They did a really good job, but you can kind of see there, looks like that is not the factory weld. It looks like they bought a skid steer plate and mounted to a different bucket. But it mounts up really good. Everything's square there. As you'll see as we get up close to this, the orange paint is very bright, very reflective. Everything here looks really good. This side on the loader arms, as you can see, not all scratched up. Honestly, very clean. As you can see, they're very bright paint. Front tire on this side, I'm gonna say we're at 80-85% tread. I think I'm being very fair there. There's a lot of life left there on that tread. That front rim's in really good shape. I really don't see, maybe just a couple small little nicks around the edge. That's about it though. That's honestly pretty good. That paint's nice and bright on that rim. Coming back here, looking at this fender on this side, it's nice and straight. Couple little scratches here on this edge, but just real small. Very straight though, no big dents or dings. And then the rear tire, again, 80% or better tread life. It's very deep tread bars there. Tires in good shape, which it should be. Only 257 hours. That rear rim, again, that orange paint is nice and bright. There is a little bit of a couple of scuffs here around this edge here, like a nice scratch right around there, but it's not very big as far as width, but it does go, you know, probably a third around that rim. But the paint is nice and bright and I really don't see anything else other than that spot. Outrigger on this side looks good. Again, on the backhoe, that orange paint is very bright and it's very straight. Not all scratched up. Again, as you can see, a couple little scuff marks here and there. That bucket's in good shape. I know it's probably a little hard with the way the sun is and the shadow it's casting on this side, but the orange paint on this side, again, very bright, very straight. Again, no scratches. I don't see any cracks or welds or plating anywhere on the backhoes, on either side or on the outriggers. Everything's nice and dry down here. Pins are nice and tight. Hydraulics are strong. The seat for the backhoe's in decent shape. I'm not really seeing any cuts or tears on that seat. That outrigger looks good. Rear tire on this side matches up really well to the other side. Lots of tread life left there. And again, looking at the rear rim on this side, lots of tread life, or lots of life here. It's not all scratched up. That orange paint's nice and bright. I really don't see hardly any scratches or nicks on this rear rim. Pretty good shape. Looking at this rear fender, again, that orange paint's nice and bright. A couple little scratches here, there, a couple little ones here. Overall, pretty doggone nice. Looking at this front tire here, matches up really well to the other side. Lots of tread life left there. And this front rim, again, Really good shape, nice and bright orange paint. Really don't see too many scratches or nicks in the paint on that rim either. Looking at the loader on this side, nice and straight. Even the top of the loader is nice and bright, you know, it's not all faded down. A couple little scratches here or there. I don't see any cracks or welds or plating on the loader arms or the back of the skid steer mount plate. Like we said, third function front auxiliary hydraulics. Coming up here, taking a look at the bucket. I think that bucket looks fairly straight. It's kind of hard to tell. There's a low spot over here in our gravel, but I do think that bucket looks fairly straight. If anything, maybe has just a tiny little bit of a bow to it, but it's really kind of misleading. I think it's just this, there's a hole in our gravel down here, kind of like a little pothole. So I think that's a little kind of just a little misleading there. I think it's pretty straight. Actually, as you can tell, it still retains 90% of the paint. Everything looks good down here. The grill guard's in good shape. I've got it unlatched so I can pull it out of the way and pop the hood. Everything looks good there. All that black plastic mesh is in good shape. Both headlights are in good shape. That whole hood, again, that orange paint's nice and bright. Very, very clean there. I'll come up here and pop the hood. Okay, as you can see down here, nice and clean in here. Nice and dry. Everything looks good up on top of the engine here. Inside of that hood looks good. We'll go over here and see what we can see on the side. Kind of hard to get in here, but as you can see there, nice and clean on the side of the block. No oil or diesel running down the side here. Everything looks pretty darn good in there, nice and clean. Front axle looks good. Go take a look at the other side here. Same thing. As you can see up in there, nice and clean, very dry. Again, I don't see any oil or diesel running out anywhere. Side of the block's good. Down here, front axle on this side's in good shape. Take a look at the operator station. Step's pretty straight. It's got a little paint missing just where you rubs off when you step on and off the machine. Same thing down here. A little bit of paint missing from where your foot rests. Clutch pedal's in good shape. Both brake pedals are in good shape. Same thing with the throttle pedal. This is the gear drive. Gear shift lever's in good shape. Looking at this seat, everything looks good there. I'm not seeing any cuts or tears anywhere on the main seat. Looking at your loader controls, your third function controls, everything looks good up here. Inside of this fender looks pretty good. A couple little scratches right there on this one. 257 hours. Everything looks good up here. All right, like I said, it's a 2501, 257 hours. Lots of photos on our website. That's listed down below in the description. If you have any questions, comment down below. We'll fire it up and get right into an operational video.